Hello everyone, this is video showcase my second time I got matched up against core in a tournament. This one is from the CCS 16 I believe, and the map is Dry Arabia. This is when the DCCS had still two civ bans, so I banned Mongols and Rus as far away those are the best civs from core, and he banned not sure, let me check. No, yeah, Delhi and Abbasid. So after that ban phase, I decided to go for Mongol, as it was the highest win rates I had left after the pick ban, and he went for Delhi. Now, I'm pretty sure that Delhi is not one of the strong suits of core. I haven't seen him play it a lot, and he does not have a high play rates on his known accounts at least. So I thought that the most successful way for me to potentially win this is to start off with a tower rush, as he probably would be the least would have one of the worst response for it than any other civ. Obviously, since Delhi, the tower rush will be executing the barracks. So there's not much going to be happening for a bit. This is one of the two builds that I really have with Mongols. One is a pasture opening, one is a tower rush with a barracks opening. When I go for tower, or when I want to get a gold mine for a gear for the gold mine, I keep 3 villagers on wood instead of 2, after instantly getting the uwu. In no scenario do you not want the uwu to be instantly built, as it always provides you value. Yeah, since it's passive generates gold, so I don't think there is a single build out there that makes it that it would be better to avoid the uwu first. So I send out my work up when my barracks finishes, and rally my barracks units out from it. Already I would say I made a small mistake. I think I should, yeah, okay, I do indeed go back on it. I think this is a very good opening for a tower rush, where you go for 2 sets of spearmen, each one being produced with a double production feature. That way you don't spend too much resources but get 4 units out. It's very efficient. Now, this might not be arguably the best position for the tower, as it forces him off berries onto the food that he already has, so it doesn't really achieve anything. So this tower by itself isn't amazing. Perhaps would have been better to start with one of the wood lines. But it's not the worst possible thing I could have done. I haven't scouted his base fully, so I'm not even sure where his gold is, which is kind of a poor execution of a tower rush without that knowledge. Now, one thing to mention, this is before the big patch of season 1, so the berry bushes, for example, do not have their capacity reduced from 500 to 350. So I do finish up the tower to prevent him from gathering from berry bushes, at least a little bit. Instead of going tower, I just chase him down. I guess just as effective. Take a little bit of damage. So now I'm gonna try to focus to deny his wood, as he already is going up to H2. Overall, I think it's not that effective as developing gold initially, actually, because gold, you can easily get up to 200 gold before the tower rush initiates. So I forced him off of this wood line, and he's gonna go for that wood line. Hence, I'm gonna try to stop that wood line from going up. And while I do so, I'm gonna pull an additional worker to finish off the tower I started previously. Now, since he only saw 1 worker from the start, I doubt he will be expecting another worker, which makes this a I would say quite a successful build, since he went to see he over a minute at least the towers have been going, and he hasn't seen a second worker. So I would say that this has a good chance of working. I didn't have my units on the stun command, so he pulls them a bit. I added a few more spearmen because I think that this has potential. If I'm able to block off all of his wood lines, I can pay off. He can pay off quite well. Just use my can to harass a bit his workers, force him off wood again, and then stop him from being able to get up a wood camp on the left side as well. Now I'm gonna go for an age up myself and add in a pasture since I am running out of sheep. Due to my start and also just on dry Arabia, I prefer the deer stones, even though I am a big fan of the silver tree. So now he comes back to this wood line and is forced back away, which is perfect. Even losing a few workers, well, one worker in the process. Still having my can for the hold positioned, attacking him. I transfer quite a few workers onto wood just so that I can start getting more towers up. Now denying him gold would be quite nice, as at this point my tower rush has been, I would say, somewhat successful, and even if he even if this is not a game-winning tower rush for now, preventing him from getting gold would mean that I myself could start getting more gold and then potentially be able to get to a fifth and skyrocket my success from there. Since I'm running low on food, I keep my villagers on wood for a bit to get another pasture going, to make sure I can sustain myself. Even though archers count as spearmen, I try to engage into them, as he's much more committed into killing my workers than he cares about killing my spearmen right now. And he does kill one worker, which is not great, but I'm able to get the tower up and save the other worker. Now this denies his gold, which puts me in a really good position. From here on out, the main thing for me to do is to attempt to deny his last wood line, as I can see that he sent his villagers up top, so I should attempt to get up a tower to deny his wood from there. Now from this point on, that's going to be quite difficult to do, as I only have spearmen, and he definitely was able to, or at least will able to, produce some archery archers, as he already had an archery range, and his workers had enough time to mine. So I will still attempt to get the tower up, though I'm not too hopeful on the tower actually going up. Now that I've hit H2, I can add the arrow slits to my towers. However, I don't think I only commit with only my gold tower, as he currently already has access to the wood line. So the only reason for me to commit on the wood line is if I can deny all of his wood line. I start them up on some of my towers, but only finish it on the gold one eventually, and that's the thought process behind it. Now the archers have one more range than Khan. I thought the Khan was able to proc their attack, proc and attack without them proccing one back, but that only happens after you are able to, after you get the upgrade for the Khan. Before that, the archers will always get a shot in on the Khan, so you cannot quite do that. So my attempt at micro there is quite laughable to a degree. I follow this up with horsemen for obvious reasons. He's building archers now. My villager gets sniped. I was being a bit too greedy there, but maybe if I cannot go around to the other side, maybe I can try to build a tower just a bit that covers just a bit more ground. So at this point, I know I'm denying his gold. He might have another production building, but I highly doubt that he has any production building besides archery range. It is possible, but highly unlikely. So I have the counter to his unit, so at least I can make the counter to his unit. And I do have higher gold income. Now he drops on the stable, which is honestly, I mean, I can see it. That he built the archers, so maybe I'll go for archers myself, and archers are good to follow up unit from a tower rush. However, I know while I'm playing the Mongol, he should still be able to mass a bigger mass of archers than I am. So I don't know how much I like him going for. I think there is a double horseman a double stable. Maybe he went for double stable to be able to produce horsemen to eventually burn down my towers. Potentially, I'm not sure, but it seems like a misplay from me. From him, sorry. This entire situation, I think, comes from a bit of a misplay from him, just due to the lack of scouting in the first place. I feel like since he's not a very strong daily player, he was mostly focused on getting the build going for daily, which, depending on which build you're going for, I quite personally like to do the Lino build, at least still when this was pre-patch, and that build is quite complex and easy to mess up. So if you do that, it sets you back quite far. So now I find the next source of food, that he cannot access the berries. This is the only other place he could have went to after his sheep ran out. And now that I have a few horsemen going, I should be able to disrupt it at least a little bit. Well, I don't think I can win the fight versus his army, but at least I can make him idle his villagers for a bit. I still know for a fact that I have a way better gold count than he does, and will definitely be the first one to eject from this point. So as long as I don't lose my army, all that matters is that I disturb him enough for him to just have a hard time. And now I'm prepared to eject, but he gives up given he realizes his situation and that I will be much closer to a trees than him. And yeah, let's go for my second game against coRe. Second time I played against him in tournament, and second time I was able to take the win. It's going to be it for this episode, and see you next time.